Royals baseball from inside Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, where the Rays shut out the Royals last night and took Game 1, 1-0. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Sudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and for the Rays, they've been on a roll. As far as the mound goes, they've had 23 consecutive scoreless innings. They have the best home ERA in the major leagues, and now they're going to throw their best pitcher at the Royals tonight.
They have a knack for really producing excellent pitching, whether they're right-handers or left-handers. But this lefty Snell, wow, he has found himself, no question about it. The numbers are great, but he's got a quick arm swing. I mean, he gets that ball on these guys in a heartbeat. Looks really good, but on paper, looks even better. Those are all best in the American League. And we didn't even show you his RISP, runners in scoring position, under 100. He's amazing.
So one of the best lefties in the league going up against one of the best hitters against lefties in the league, Whit Merrifield. Out in right center field at Tropicana Field. And the fans, I'm sure, are excited to see Blake Snell pitch tonight. He'll be going up against one of the best hitters against lefties in the major leagues.
That's right, 8th best. Whit could be the remedy to handle Snell. But you know, can't do it all by himself, although he has had some excellent games against left-handed pitching. Watch out.
And going for the Royals, Glenn Sparkman will be making his second major league start. In a 1-0 game, well pitched, well defended. And now the Rays are a perfect 4-0 against the Royals this year. Blake Snell for the Rays, Glenn Sparkman for the Royals. The first pitch is next. Well, the Royals tonight will try to put an end to a couple of streaks. Number one, they have not scored a run in their last 16 innings, and the Rays pitching staff has not allowed a run over their last 23 innings. Ned Yost made a lineup change. Jorge Bonifacio was going to bat fourth and play in right field, but he has a stiff lower back, so Hunter Dozier moves to third. Rosel Herrera moves to right. Alcides Escobar will play second base for the first time, and Ryan O'Hearn moves into the lineup to play first. And not only will the Rays send their best to the mound tonight, but one of the league's best. Blake Snell has the second most wins in the league with 14, and his 182 opponent's batting average is second best in the American League.
Yeah, you know, he'll be tough, but you know, one of the keys for the Royals is going to be to capitalize on those mistakes and the opportunities that they do get. Now, that average with risk, very low. Lowest in baseball when a guy gets in scoring position. So if they're going to have any chance against this guy early while he's in the game, then you got to get him when it counts. Defensively, you see the Rays there. Their center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier, he's been one of baseball's best defenders in saving defensive runs. He's saved 90 over the last 4 years. It's been outstanding. And the middle infielders, Willie Adams is a good shortstop. He's their future there at that position.
Whit Merrifield in his last at-bat last night had an infield single and stretched his hitting streak to 9 games. He was 1 for 4, and there's 98 miles an hour over the outside edge to begin the game. Whit with that .303 average, that's 7th in the league. He has the 5th most hits with 144. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's Adamas is the shortstop, not Adams. Mispronounced his name. Thank you.
Breaking ball is blocked by Perez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Whit is the subject of our Kubota Power Stats tonight. The most 9 or more game hitting streaks since 2016. Only Charlie Blackmon, Freddie Freeman, and Brian Dozier have more. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Merrifield 2 for 3 in his career off Snell. During that streak, that's some good numbers. That's pretty much lava hot right there.
Fouled away. Well, the Royals can use this for inspiration tonight. One of Snell's worst starts of the year was against the Royals back on May the 8th. Or a year ago, May 8th, and the Royals got 10 hits against him in 5 innings. And Witt takes the count from 0-2 to 3-2.
Well, it's just going to be tough to set on any particular pitch now that he's in a groove that he's in. He's very confident. He's got 4 excellent pitches. The secondary pitches there, I mean, he'll start you with them and he'll finish you with them. He'll throw any 4, all quality.
Drew Butera homered in that game against Blake Snell here a year ago. And that is drilled to left field and off the top of the wall. He missed a home run by a couple of feet, but Witt extends his hitting streak to 10 games, and he's at second base with nobody out.
33rd off the wall. That double, it'll work. Now, he didn't barrel it. He got it off the end. He was a little bit ahead of it because he figured a fastball was coming. That's 97 in, and he was able to turn on that with no problem. Tommy Pham in left field, he kind of just turned and watched it. Really didn't have any chance at all.
That's a new career high for Witt. 33 doubles.
Get a leadoff double. They got to see if they can get him over and get him in. They may not get any other opportunities.
Well, here's your key right away in the first inning.
Let's go.
Runner in scoring position and nobody out.
Alex is just 0 for 1. He's seen him 1 time, but all he got to do is pull that ball over somehow, some way. That might work if it's deep enough.
Kiermaier trying to get behind it and makes a play, and Witt is headed for third, and the throw is offline.
Like it. That'll work. Whitley, he knows how urgent it is this inning right now to put a run on the board against this guy. Good job by Alex. He timed it perfectly. He's looking at Kiermaier. Kiermaier, you know, you had to make an excellent and a perfect throw to get it. Love it. So, you know, Cash, their manager, he's got to play the infield in because, you know, Snell is very stingy with runners in scoring position. They want to cut it down, and they're definitely going to think Salvi's going to pull him. Get him on, get him over, get him in. Manufacture time.
High fastball at 98. Salvi last night was 1 for 4, and his hit was a leadoff double, and the Royals were not able to get him home, and now he's trying to get Witt home from third after he opened this inning with a double. Change up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rays pitching is not allowed a run over their last 23 innings. That includes shutouts last night and Sunday afternoon in Boston. Change up again. 1-2.
I mean, one of the reasons why he's been so effective is this guy, he is not a dominant fastball pitcher. Although we showed you his velocity. His low is 92, his high is 98. He's got an excellent fastball, but he's got super command with the change, curve, and slider. It makes it tough. You got to zone him, put him in a certain spot.
Got him with a fastball up. It's his 150th strikeout of the year in 133 innings. And the Rays, as a team, are the best at home as far as ERA in the major leagues. And Blake Snell's on top of our Toyota League leaders with the lowest home ERA, under 1. And now the infield moves back with 2 outs, and Hunter Dozier will try and get Witt home. Fastball for a strike. Hunter was not in the lineup last night.
This could be a huge hit for confidence. Dozier just 4 for 46, knocking in a run when they're in scoring position. Find a hole.
Breaking ball skips away from Perez, but not far enough for Witt to come down from third.
Okay, everything was right. Perez, you know, he tried to keep it in front of him. He just can't handle where it goes all the time. He can't. It's hard to tell that baseball. Good try. Witt thought about coming.
That to strike out Perez, and he uses it to strike out Dozier, and the Royals are not able to cash in Merrifield's leadoff double. The first, and here's the Rays batting order, and Kevin Cash has moved some pieces around with Glenn Sparkman on the mound tonight, but Mallex Smith is his leadoff man, and he has the highest on base percentage in the major leagues of anyone leading off an inning, and he did that 3 times last night, and the Rays will see Glenn Sparkman for the first time.
Yep, you know, and if Sparkman can command his fastball and his breaking balls, maybe he can do something there tonight. He's built off that last start. You see all this hitting the strike zone with his pitches. And one thing that'll be different for him here is there won't be any humidity. He had a lot of issues, he told me, in Chicago about moisture and having to go to the rosin bag and not getting good grips on the pitch, on the ball.
He had to endure a 2-hour, 14-minute rain delay right in the middle of his warm-up routine when the storm popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that humidity is really heavy.
0-2 on Smith. Fouled it off of his foot. Mallex Smith was on base 3 times last night with a walk and a couple of singles. And he is hitting over .350 since the All-Star break.
He's using that same bat. It looks like it's been used a long time. It's meat of the bat's got a little worn spot in it, so maybe you can break his bat one time. That might help him. See that? That bat's been used a lot. Doing some visualization right there, choking up.
Denny Matthews tells a story. The year he went in the Hall of Fame was the same year Tony Gwynn went in, and they were having a conversation. Tony Gwynn went a whole year with one bat. Can you believe that?
No.
Alcides Escobar at second base for the first time gets tested right away, although that was a very routine play. One away.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Esky, but there's Whitley out in center making his 19th start, and all the positions he's played, he's only aired 4 times. He's been fantastic. And there's Escobar. Esky getting his first start at second base in his career, and that makes the 4th position that he started at this year. So Esky, the utility deluxe player.
Fastball in there to Tommy Pham, who batted cleanup last night. There you go. Talking to Ned Yost about that, and we were describing how Esky has made a smooth transition over to third. First couple of games he looked a little uncomfortable, but he's been fine there. But Ned was saying at least at third he's on the same side of the infield. So the throws aren't a huge adjustment. The throw to second base isn't a huge adjustment. But now everything is different for him. He has a short throw to first, and now in a double play, as you know as a second baseman, now all of a sudden the runner is behind you. Even with no contact now, the runner's behind you instead of right in front of you.
But typically he'll find it easier because of the throw. The throw from the left side of the diamond, you have to do everything just right in order to get the big league runner at first base by a half a step.
Bullet into center field for Tommy Pham. 1 on, 1 out.
Pham sitting on a fastball. Salvi's down and away. That ball, he missed his spot by about a foot. Right in the middle.
Joey Wendell batted 6th last night and ended up scoring the only run of the game. He is the number 3 hitter. And he's also moved from second base to third base tonight. Two balls, no strikes. StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Okay, used to be you're going to get a lot of base hits in this direction right here, but nowadays they shift a lot, so you got to try to find holes a different way. But pretty much uses the whole field.
Three balls, no strikes. Two on, 1 out. Here's that last start we were talking about. It was his first major league start, and at least at the big league level, it was a career high 75 pitches for him, and the Royals were mostly pleased, especially when he had to hold it together for over 2 hours during the rain delay. Royals ended up winning that game 6-2, and here is his pitch breakdown against Toronto. And he'll get big C.J. Cron, who was not in the lineup last night. Sparkman got a fastball in on his hands. He has hit 24 home runs. That includes 2 home runs in the 3-game series in Kansas City back in May when the Rays swept that series.
He's got power to all fields.
Slider makes it 0-2.
Just hitting 212 though with runners in scoring position, so hasn't been the kind of run producer he's wanted to be.
Yeah, 59 RBIs. Not very much for 24 home runs. That's usually a stat you can go directly to. You have a hitter who hits a lot of home runs, but doesn't have a lot of RBIs. Check out his average hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yep. But you know, he's healthy. That's the main thing. He's had some health issues over the last few years.
Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's had surgery on his right shoulder. He's had a broken hand. Been on the disabled list with foot problems. All that in the last 3 years. Up by his chin, 2-2.
Yeah, he's having some issues with his command early in this game. Definitely got to be careful where you put it, but he wants to put that slider down and away to get him to swing over the top of it.
More balls than strikes with his first 20 pitches tonight.
Yep.
Struck him out. So he went back with the same pitch, a little better location, and that's out number 2.
That was the one to change his speed. See, Crone, he hesitated a second and then wanted to swing, and it's too late. Breaking balls up and down. We're seeing a lot more of those this year. But the breaking ball has become king. Sliders.
Fastball up and away. And it goes against what we all have programmed in our minds. What do you want to do with your breaking ball? You want to get it down. You don't want to hang it. But I think they figured out that hanging breaking balls end up in the middle of the strike zone. They end up around the knees or around the belt. And so with launch angle, meaning more of an uppercut, it's hard to hit a high breaking ball, meaning, you know, around the letters or just below the letters.
I've seen more high breaking balls called this year on hitters than ever.
And pitchers are trying to put it there.
You're right. You never used to see that.
Fastball, 93, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, you know, the thinking would be, well, he's looking for a breaking ball up. You can look at that 2 ways. You can say, well, then get it down, or you can say, well, make it higher than high, like for Crone. He sees a breaking ball up, he swings, but it's too high for him to do anything.
It locked him up.
Moved him off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jake Bauers, rookie, originally out of the Padres organization. 25 pitch innings so far for Sparkman. Good pitch, and Bauers laid off of it, and now 3-2, and Pham and Wendell will be running. Kevin Kiermaier is on deck. Left-hand hitter. The runners go, and it's sliced foul off the left field line.
Execute the pitch. Young Jake Bauers, 56% of his hits this year have gone for extra bases. He's got some pop. Certainly with 9 homers, but he's learning his way through the big leagues. Trying to see how his power plays here.
Runners take off again, and he just fouled it off of Salvi's glove. This will be the 29th pitch of the inning. Got him looking at a fastball. Bowers has really struggled lately, just 1 for his last 31. So it takes 29 pitches, but Sparkman has a scoreless first.
Got to go.
Scuffling last year. He got sent to the minors in June and came back. Scuffled again, sent back in July, but because of an injury, he came back 4 days later, and they said he was a different pitcher from then on. Suddenly, if he fell behind in pitches, those secondary pitches were better. He went into the offseason hungry, changed his diet, changed his routine. It was almost, they said, like that trip to the minors, that second trip, changed him and his focus. One other point that helped him, they say Kyle Snyder, the former Royal and now the Rays pitching coach, who had him in AAA, they said the connection there has been a big one.
2 balls, no strikes on Herrera, now 2-1, and reading up on a lot of these young Rays pitchers, because they're new to us, we haven't seen them before, and many of their stories have Kyle Snyder included, former Royals first-round pick.
He's got the speed to get to it.
Yep. In his own bullpen, one away.
Be careful by those mounds over there, though. That he just went right by that. Good way to trip and fall.
Yeah, another thing too, this is very common when a pitcher takes a step forward. It usually has something to do with throwing more strikes, being on the attack, and this guy's 96 to 98. I mean, he should be attacking the hitters, but 2 years ago he's walking almost 5 per 9 innings, throwing almost 20 pitches an inning. Kyle Snyder has gotten him to attack the hitters more, cut down his walks, cut down his pitch count, which means he can pitch deeper into games.
Yeah, you know, convincing these guys that they can go deep, and you're going to do that when you fill up the strike zone. You'll gain your own confidence, and his stuff is electric, all of it. I mean, I don't think the Royals have faced a left-hander this year, maybe outside of Sale. Did they face Sale? Did we face Sale this year? I think we did one time.
Alvarado last night.
Yeah, but you know, they're getting a large sample of Alvarado right here, though, with Snell. But Royals are 13 and 26 versus left-handed starters. So it hasn't been a good run against these guys. That hurt there, just right off the shoulder. But Lucas Duda was telling me before the game that you got to stay simple, keep it simple. Don't try to do too much against the guy. Don't try to go up there and take a big swing. Just think up the middle.
Well, he missed the target. That was supposed to be up. With 97 miles an hour is good for Snell's third strikeout. All have been with his fastball. The Rays have been on a nice run lately, led by their pitching. Our Lowe's whole team together over their last 10 games. The Rays have a 1.99 ERA, and they've only given up 4 home runs in their last 10 games. And ERA is the lowest in the major leagues, and those home runs are the fewest over that stretch.
You think you would like the direction that the Rays are heading? When you got the Yankees and the Red Sox that are always good every year in your division, that's got to be depressing a little bit. So to go out and try to play for a wild card each year, it's tough.
Maskey's down to the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And while it seems hopeless, if you look out from the first base dugout, you see those flags. And they've won their division. They've won the American League. They've had the wild card a couple of times. So it has been done here.
Yep, never easy.
They lost to the Phillies in 2008.
You know, you hate to rub it in on anybody like that, but I got in the elevator last night, and a lot of their fans, they have big elevators here. There was probably 25 people in there. They were all bragging about what we're good, and we've been shutting out people, and we've handled the Royals, and you know, and I just said, hey guys, and I happened to have my World Championship jacket on, and I opened up my coat to them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they went, whoa, what's that? I said, look, we got one a few years ago, you know, and they all go, oh, well, we've been there, but we fell short. It's hard, I told them. I said, hey.
Feel good about yourself after you did that?
I did.
Yeah.
And you know what? It wasn't insulting them. I was kind of having fun with them. They laughed. They took it the right way. But I kind of got a little sensitive about them bagging on our guys.
Check Twitter today. See if anybody took to Twitter after they got out of the elevator with you.
No, I did not. Ooh,
fastball for a called third strike. So Snell has struck out 4 in the first 2 innings, and all 4 with his fastball.
hold true moment later in tonight's game.
Glenn Sparkman had a scoreless first, but it was not without cost. 29 pitches, and now pitch number 30 is ripped to the gap, but Merrifield comes over to get it as Kiermaier didn't quite get it. He had really been struggling in August, but Kiermaier had 3 hits last night. So that's what you want after a 29 pitch first inning. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second. And now Willie Adames, Rays shortstop, who drove in the only run last night, and he takes a little peek to see where Hunter Dozier is at third, and right now Dozier's deep. Let's see if Adames lays one down. Nope. Outside, ball 1. Adames reached with an infield single to third in the second inning last night, and that drove in the only run of the game. He was first ruled out, and then the Rays challenged. It was overturned.
22 years old. Young. It's very talented. Ooh, man.
Up near the catwalks, and Alex almost caught it off the catwalk, but it hit one of the home run rings. So Adames drives in the first run tonight in the second inning, just like he did last night. There are 4 rings, 4 circular catwalks. 2, if the ball hits the catwalk, it's a live ball, the 2 highest, and if it hits one of the 2 lower catwalks, it's a home run.
Yep, I thought it was going to hit the first one because it was high. I mean, we'll have to check out the launch angle on that, but it was way up there, and Alex Gordon did a great job of waiting for it. Watching Alex, that's all we could do is watch it. We couldn't see it. Looked like he almost was able to glove it, but Adames, he knew the rules, and he was trotting the whole way.
Had that hit the A or B ring and Alex caught it, it would have been an out.
That's right. This is Adames' second home of the year.
No balls and 1 strike. So an RBI with an infield single last night, an RBI with a home run tonight. He went around, and it's 0-2 on Brandon Lau. It looks like Lowe, but Brandon Lau, who's hit 103 in 9 games. One and 2. Talking about Adames last night, he's been the Rays' top prospect, or at least one of the 2 top prospects over the last 3 years. Coming over from the Tigers organization a few years ago in a trade for David Price.
I like him though, you know, he's got really good hands, nice range. I think he can be an ideal number 2 hitter. Good speed. It's their future there, sure.
That was the C ring where Adames' home run landed. It's the 5th time that a home run has been hit off one of the catwalks at Tropicana Field this year. Fastball got him looking. 2 outs in the second inning.
Good spot. 94 down. Salvi tried to pull it up, didn't really have to.
So that puts Sparkman at 40 pitches in an inning and 2/3. Here's the number 9 hitter, catcher Michael Perez. He was 0 for 3 last night. And he chops that over Dozier. And Perez takes a wide turn, but I'm sure his first base coach, Ozzie Timmons, said, whoa, 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 buddy. He's on with 2 outs.
Anywhere else, you can almost count on a double. Perez, he's not your typical slow catcher. He was out of that box. He was thinking 2 all the way, but like you said, these guys are well schooled on who can throw and who can't. I don't think we have any outfielders that can't.
So the top of the order, and Malik Smith. He grounded out to Escobar at second base in the first inning. Two balls and no strikes. And that's lined to left field. So the Rays have back-to-back singles with 2 outs. This would be a good place for an ego. When you make contact here,
It's loud.
sounds as good here as anywhere in baseball.
I'll say. It's that bad, I'm telling you. I have to ask him how long he's had it.
So Tommy Pham comes to the plate, and he singled his first time up. Good location from Sparkman, 0-1.
Yep, Pham, he's getting a little initiation in here for the Rays. He's just 1 for 5 with a runner in scoring position, but in the long run, he'll have numbers. He's too strong and too fast. He's got the rest of he's got a lot of good future ahead of him. That's for sure. He's worked hard.
Better than the future that's behind him.
That's right. Future ahead. Looking ahead.
Back to Sparkman, and the former college infielder flips over to first in time to end the inning. Willie Adames hits a home run to left, and the Rays lead 1-0. Cleveland Stadium for KU night. It's Friday before the Royals host the Indians at 7:15. Purchase your theme ticket to receive a Royals cap featuring the Jayhawk logo, and then stay after the game to enjoy summer fireworks. Royals.com/theme tickets to purchase. Royals will be here again tomorrow night and Thursday night, and will be at home against the Indians over the weekend. After that, the Tigers come to town, and after that, the Orioles will be in town. 0-1 on Ryan O'Hearn. Whit Merrifield led off against Blake Snell in the first inning and doubled off the left field wall, and then Snell has set down the last 6 with 4 strikeouts. O'Hearn was 0 for 3 last night. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yep, and 0 for 14 against lefties this year. He did hit .271 with 4 home runs in Omaha this season.
2 balls, 2 strikes. He's a handful for righties and lefties, but especially lefties. With a 125 opponent's batting average, and his OPS against left-hand batters is about 380, and those 2 numbers, average and OPS, are the lowest in the major leagues, and he's only given up 1 home run to a left-hand batter in his entire career. Joey Gallo. O'Hearn had a good rip there. 3-2.
Sounds like Duffy's numbers for first few years in his career. He dominated lefties. You stay in the game long enough, they'll find you out. But it's impressive. Just watching him, his arm swing, he's got really good arm speed.
Wendell over to the Royals dugout and has just enough room. So that'll bring up Mondesi. Mondesi didn't play last night until the 9th inning when he came on as a pinch hitter against Jose Alvarado. And Alvarado struck him out. Curveball for strike 1. If the Royals hit a triple in tonight's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy. No balls, 2 strikes. Snell has really pitched well up. Very effective with his fastball up.
Yeah, because it looks good. Hitters looking for the heater, but you can't touch it at that velo.
Just inside, 1-2. So Perez wants to go right back in there. Out over the plate, but 97 miles an hour. Smith in right field has to make a late adjustment, and that's the inning, or 2 down rather. That's the first time through the order, I should say. So after giving up the double to Merrifield, Snell has set down the next 8, and now he's smelling the baseball. I've seen hitters every now and then after they make contact, you know, they'll smell the bat.
Yeah, it's a good smell of leather.
Whit just missed a home run to left field leading off the game, ended up with a double, and he has a 10-game hitting streak. Change up is outside, ball 1. Whit has surpassed his previous career high in doubles. He has 33 this year. 2 balls and no strikes. .32 last year in 23 more games. Changeup, 2-1. Three and one. Putting that fastball in a spot where, as you said, it looks hittable. It's not very high. I mean, it is right on the edge of the strike zone, if not a little bit out of the strike zone.
He's going to try that same spot again. Lost it. Look at Whitley.
Those are the only 2 runners allowed by Snell. Merrifield's double in the first, and now a 2-out walk in the third. And now he'll get Alex Gordon. Ned Yost originally had Alex Gordon and Lucas Duda as the only left-hand batters in the lineup tonight against Snell, but then Jorge Bonifacio was scratched with lower back tightness, so Ned had to move some pieces around, and that put O'Hearn in there. Fastball is low, ball 1.
Witt tied for first in steals, 27.
Got him to chase a slider, 0-2.
Opponents are 7 out of 8 against Snell this season.
First pitch was ruled a ball. It was close, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Michael Perez behind the plate tonight, just 1 for 11. Caught base Steelers.
And there goes Witt. Strike. Got him at second base. And Witt tells second base umpire John Libka, no, he tagged me on the shoulder.
Looked to me that he got his hand in there, but let's see. Okay, that oven mitt, did it make it there first? Yeah. I thought so. Looked like it. Now you see where this shortstop, his foot was in front of the base. It's okay to leave it there.
And the Royals will not challenge, so close, but nothing definitive, and the inning comes to an end. City is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Joey Wendell will lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Sparkman has missed with 5 straight to Wendell. Wendell walked with 1 out in the 1st inning. Sparkman got out of that inning with a couple of strikeouts after giving up a 1-out single and then a walk. And then Willie Adames with 1 out in the 2nd, homered to left. And here's the 50th pitch thrown by Sparkman. And there's a strike, 2-1. Glenn needed 29 pitches to get through the 1st inning. Three balls, 1 strike. Full count. C.J. Crone is on deck. He'll be followed by Jake Bowers. Wendell for the year is hitting .291. Since July 1st, he's hitting over .340. And he is down on strikes. And that's 4 for Sparkman.
Nice job of getting back in that count, challenging him. That's what you want to do. Throw strikes. That's how you're going to continue to get the next opportunity when it comes along to start. Go right after him. He's got good stuff. Trust that fastball.
And now Crone, and he cracked his bat and drops it into left field for a base hit. Sparkman struck him out first time up. The Rays still strike out, but they're trying to change their offense. For a couple of years, they tried to slug their way into runs, but really didn't pan out. In 16 and 17, they had the most strikeouts. They didn't run a whole lot. They hit a lot of home runs, but they were 2nd from the bottom in runs scored. They're cutting down their strikeouts. They're running again. The home runs are down, and they've seen an improvement in runs scored. Yep. So that all or nothing approach appears to be headed out the door.
You know what? It might help you during the season, and maybe you'll get to postseason if you're lucky. But then once you get to postseason, they'll find ways to pitch around the power. When pitching becomes really dominant, most of the time.
Crone is running, and it's pulled foul. So that was a hit and run, and Bowers pulled it foul. Crone has 1 stolen base this year, and he's been thrown out twice. Bowers had a long at bat with Sparkman in the 1st inning, and then ended up taking a fastball down the middle for a called 3rd strike. And he is just 1 for his last 31. One and 2.
So what managers like to do for try to help a player like that is to put on the hit and run, make him swing on one certain pitch, and lots of times he'll get a hit, and then that'll kind of get him out of his slump. So Cash tried, but didn't work. He got it, but he just hammered it foul.
Changeup just missed. 2 and 2. Crone's got him thinking.
Does. Let him go. Can't hurt you. See if we can keep one down. Hit it to Escobar. Roll up a pair.
And that's low. So he just missed with a couple of changeups, and now it's 3-2. And Crone looks across the diamond at his third base coach to see if the Rays want him to run. He is not running, and that is ball 4. So Bowers comes back from 1-2, and he's on with Sparkman's second walk tonight.
Fans, enjoy $10 tickets with Price Chopper ballpark deals. Available now exclusively through the ballpark app. Get a $10 ticket for Sunday's game versus the Indians. For more information, visit royals.com/ballparkdeal.
Two on, one out, and the batter is Kevin Kiermaier. Rays are hoping that last night was a game that would get him going. He was hitting 127 this month. 127. And then last night he had 3 hits. No balls, 2 strikes. Sparkman got him on a fly ball to center field in the second inning tonight. And no matter how you look at it, it's just been a down year for Kiermaier at the plate. He has the lowest line drive rate. He has the lowest batting average with men on base in the major leagues. One and two.
Yeah, a little bit of a tight zone, and I guarantee you, Sparkman, he's saying, man, why did Bowers not swing any of those pitches? They were like borderline. You know, when you're scuffling like he is, you want to hack, you want to hit your way through it.
Back with a breaking ball. Sparkman has struck out 5.
There you go.
And that gives him a career high 5 strikeouts.
Changeup didn't miss by much, man. That's a nice little snappy there. Slider. Changeup was good against Bauer, just didn't get any calls.
So 2 on, 2 out to Willie Adames, who hit a home run to left in the second inning off of one of the catwalks. 0-1. Good sound.
Yeah, crisp. That's a knock sound. Guessed right, got him a fastball.
1 ball, 1 strike. We were talking about Adames last night. Made his big league debut in May and hit his first major league home run in his second at bat against Chris Sale. 2 balls and 1 strike. Crone is at second. Bowers is at first with 2 outs. Sparkman has struck out 2 in the inning. That breaking ball hung high. 3-1. Brandon Lau is on deck. Even pop-ups sound good in this building. And O'Hearn makes the play in shallow right field. So 2 left. Sparkman strikes out 2. It's 1-0 Rays at the end of 3. But they made 2 trades today. They sent Daniel Murphy to the Cubs, Matt Adams back to the Cardinals, and there they are, 1 game under 500. They are 7.5 games back with a little over 5 weeks to play.
Well, they're not making any progress. They've been 1 under, even at 500 for the last 3 weeks. They're not making any moves as far as jump up in the schedule. Standings.
They fired Dusty Baker after last year. Would they win 97 games last year?
Yeah. Dusty
replaced him with Dave Martinez,
a rookie manager that was Joe Madden's bench coach for a long time here.
1-2 on Alex Gordon. They sure go through managers in Washington.
They do. Matt Williams before that.
Dave Martinez this year was the 6th manager in the last 10 seasons. Dusty Baker won 2 divisional titles, 95 wins and 97 wins, but did not get past the first round. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tough business.
It is. Especially managing. Pretty much hired to be fired at some point.
Alex lines it up the left field line. Foul. Cubs got some help at second base with Daniel Murphy. But they found out that Yu Darvish is done for the year. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. A stress reaction in his right elbow. He's on the disabled list right now with right biceps tendonitis. That's the first of a 6-year contract for Yu Darvish with the Cubs. Alex takes a fastball at 98. Snell has struck out 5.
Well, our Mo Lottery replay will show you that is just hum heat right there. 98 on the inner half. And that just locked Alex up.
Salvador Perez with 1 out. That's out of play. Nice grab.
Way to go, Dad.
Well, Dad was already a hero, I'm sure, but now he's a superhero after making that catch with his 2 little boys out there.
He was measuring it up the whole way. I was watching him. I wonder if that guy's going to get it. He had his glove in the air and he was timing it. Watch him. Look at him.
There's our something to smile about from cricket. He's got an old Tampa Bay Devil Rays hat on.
He does. Oscar.
Sharply hit to short. And Adames throws out Salvi. 2 down in the 4th inning. Bring your glove.
Be a hero.
Yeah. Those little guys were going, come on, Dad, what are you bringing your glove to the game for? What do you think, you're going to catch a foul ball or something?
Yeah. Mom's happy too.
She was laughing too when he got in the car with his glove. Give it up, honey, it's over. Ball 1 on Dozier. Changeup. Boy, he really sells that with his arm speed, doesn't he?
Man, like I said, I've been impressed with his arm speed, period, with his fastball. But yeah, when he used the same speed by changing speeds by holding the ball in his back 3 fingers, forget it. Well, really smooth. You know, stays right on line. Talk about north and south with the shoulder going right down to his target. Exactly what he does.
Three and 1. He is just 25 years old, from Seattle, and was a Rays first-round pick in 2011. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and he was good right away. 2 times. Snell was the Rays minor league pitcher of the year. 1 year he was the consensus minor league player of the year. That was 2015. Fouled away. So he arrived with big expectations. No under the radar for Blake Snell.
No, you know, there's always a process, though. It takes a little bit of time. You can't just get it now. Everybody wants success right away. Got to work at it.
Hit sharply to third. Wendell makes a nice backhand play and safe. Hunter Dozier beats it out. And I think Malik Smith running in from right field to back up. You have told Hunter, man, you got some wheels, buddy.
Yeah, he earned it. He hit it hard. Wendell just took too much time. Right here, he's tapping his glove, he's spinning and firing. It's not like second base. See, there's the throw. There's what makes a difference. Playing on that side of the diamond. He beat it. Look at that. Hits the front part of the base. That is excellent fundamental running when it comes to touching the base. Front part, you get there sooner, get the calls.
Herrera takes a breaking ball for a strike. He fouled out to the right fielder Smith in the 2nd inning. Sounded like he cracked his bat.
Yep. Bad boy has a little face mask on there, but man, that's service. He gets the pine tar rag, the rosin, the spray. He's giving him everything right there. That's good service by that young man. He's ready. Like that.
Fastball at 97 strikes out Herrera. And that's 6 strikeouts for Blake Snell in 4 innings. Tampa Bay is still in front 1-0. Jeff Montgomery bobblehead giveaway, compliments of farmland. That's to the first 20,000 fans through the gates before the Royals take on the Indians at 6:15. So get your tickets right now at royals.com/tickets. So this isn't just a Jeff Montgomery bobblehead. This is an exclusive Jeff Montgomery bobblehead.
Was it the first 200,000 fans through the gates that night?
No.
Oh,
No,
20,000
fans,
okay.
Monty. Yeah.
They should be.
Although I bet there's 200,000 people who'd want it.
Believe that.
Well, I guess the only knock on Glenn Sparkman so far has been his pitch count. Otherwise, it's held the Rays to just 1 run in the first 3 innings, and he has 5 strikeouts already. And now Lau grounds out to O'Hearn, 1 away in the 4th.
Yeah, he seems to me to be getting a little better as the game moves along. I noticed in the first inning, fastball command was maybe a little bit of an issue. He was hitting the glove side, I'm sorry, the arm side much more consistently than the glove side, trying to get the ball into the lefty, away to the right. He seemed to be a little bit of an issue. Now he's doing a nice job. I like his stuff, really spinning his breaking balls nicely, finishing off the strike zone. So.
Yeah, you know, he is not lacking in confidence. Oh, too bad. That's got to be an infield hit, but Monty would have thrown him out had he got a grip on it. Couldn't find the handle. Well, that's his routine. He has no problem with a shorthand pick, but the transfer from glove to hand, whoops. So, like I thought, it'd be a base hit. 2 for 2 now is Perez.
You guys, with regards to Mondesi, it seems like whenever he makes a, not that that's an error, but when he doesn't make a play like that, a lot of times I think he doesn't trust that his ability is what it is. Seems like he rushes at times, trying to make plays a little quicker than he really needs to make them.
I think that's true with his bunting right now. When he bunts for a base hit, he wants to sprint out of the batter's box, where He could put down a sacrifice bunt and beat it out.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to see things like that the rest of the year, and maybe into next season too. Because as he develops, he'll get more confident and he'll get more sure of himself. Because you've got to be sure if you're going to be a big league shortstop.
Hearing a lot from scouts, executives from other teams, coaches from other teams. Comments like, boy, that Mondesi, he's fun to watch. He's not just dazzling us, he's dazzling the league.
A lot of people ask, you know, as far as the season's going, what stands out to you? People, you know, when we come to other cities, and I talk about Mondesi and I talk about Brad Keller, the way that Brad Keller's really emerged. So those are two really bright spots. We're going to see a lot of good things out of Mondesi.
1-1 on Smith. He is 1 for 2. Fastball by him at 92 miles an hour.
You know, Monty, one of the things that Sparkman had issues with is in his first major league start back at home is he told me he went to the rosin bag like every time. He goes, did you see how much I was putting that on my arm and everything? And everything was sweaty, and you know, he wasn't making this excuse, but it was unusual for him. Have you ever had any issues like that?
Well, I would always, I'd wear sleeves if it was that type of situation. I'd put a pair of sleeves on to absorb the sweat.
Escobar makes a good play to get Smith, which is what you would typically do when it's really hot.
Right. Normally, if it's really hot and really humid, you know that you're going to. And certain guys, obviously, sweat or perspire much more than others. But if you're a big sweat guy, you better have something to soak it up, because otherwise it's going right to your fingertips. And just like hitting, I'm sure you have to have that feel. You have to have the ability to spin the baseball, to have the release, you know, off the baseball. And if your hands are wet, very difficult to do. And
you're not allowed to wear a sweatband when you're throwing hand, for those of you who didn't know that. Any kind of stuff on your arms, anything that's going to distract a hitter.
Tommy Pham single to center in the first inning. He has Perez at second base and 2 down. You know, I was talking to Jake Newberry for the game and going over his big league debut. It's interesting, the Royals have 3 pitchers right now: Sparkman, Heath Kiermaier, and Jake Newberry, who were all expecting to go to college and be position players. But it was the college coaches who thought, no, I like your arm, I'm going to put you on the mound. Now, Newberry eventually signed with the Royals, but he was going to play third and pitch. He was mostly a high school third baseman. And so you got some guys in the big leagues right now who their arms are young. They haven't been throwing since they're in Little League, and they also don't have any bad habits to break. I would think those would be guys that you'd want to be able to coach.
I had a chance to visit with Jake earlier today and was talking to him about growing up, and he said he loved to play shortstop. In fact, his favorite player was Derek Jeter. He really idolized Jeter and modeled his play after Jeter. The other thing about him, he said that he kind of grew into his velocity. So he was drafted, you know, a mid to upper 80s guy. Now he's a mid 90s guy. So putting on the additional weight as he grew up, and just the strength and conditioning programs that he went through allowed him to increase that velocity.
Sparkman has walked 3. And now they're 2 on for Joey Wendell. And Sparkman is at 82 pitches. He threw 75 on Thursday against the Blue Jays. And they're starting to move around in the Royals bullpen, maybe anticipating a phone call down there. Nobody's warming up at the moment. I guess, Monty, more times than not, when the call does go down to the bullpen, it's never a complete shock to the guys down there. You kind of feel it coming.
You normally have a good feel for when your innings are, or when your situation is about to occur, and that phone rings probably 8 or 9 times out of 10. You know it's for you or not for you. Maybe a little different here with Tampa with their arrangement there, but
right. Yeah, tonight. It's more of a traditional start with Blake Snell, but we might see another bullpen start again tomorrow where get a pitching change in the second or the third inning, which presents challenges in putting a lineup together. Grounded, that's a fair ball. Perez scores from second, and now Pham scores from first. Wendell is digging for three, and the throw is off him, but there's three Royals there to back it up. So Joey Wendell drives in two, and Tampa Bay takes a 3-0 lead.
Well, the Rays have been 0 for 5 and runners in scoring position. They were looking for a big hit. To me, that looked like that was really close. That was borderline, but, you know, he got the call. First base umpire Paul Nauert.
And now they are working in the Royals bullpen. Sparkman has thrown 85 pitches. And here's C.J. Cron, who has 24 home runs this year. He has struck out and singled to left. And I mentioned that they're moving around in the Royals bullpen, but nobody was warming up. It was Bert Smith, so he knows that he's probably the long man tonight. So he was stretching out his legs and his arms before they called down and told him to get on the mound.
Yeah, this has been an adjustment for Bert Smith, really relieving this year for the first time. I think he's learned a lot more about how to get ready quickly and find a way to be ready if the pitching coach makes a trip to the mound, or the manager to be ready to win that game.
Broken bat. This one will be caught, and that ends the inning. 2 runs come home on Joey Wendell's triple. Now Tampa Bay leads 3-0. Stole a home run for a 3-0 Rays lead. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. And at least for now, Bert Smith is bullpen. He may start loosening up again after an out or two. It'll be Duda, Escobar, and O'Hearn in the Royals half of the 5th inning. Snell has really located his high fastball well tonight.
Yeah, and that's a guy, especially from the left-handed side. I mean, he's got like Chris Sale type numbers. He's got Chris Sale type stuff too. I mean, this guy's a special left-handed pitcher.
He is. The only thing missing is the angle. Sales, like, you know, alters his angle, sidearm,
Yeah.
3/4, you know, but he's very impressive. I love his coming straight at the catcher. He's got a real nice north and south. Finishes it, pitches really well. Finishes. But you know, they're all quality pitches that he has too. All 4.
Yeah.
Anytime, whenever you have a guy like that, you're in
None
trouble.
of his 4 pitches has an opponent's batting average higher than 236. So the best you're going to do against Snell on an individual pitch is hit 236. He has struck out 7, and that's the second time he has gotten Duda. And all of his strikeouts tonight, by the way, have been with his fastball.
If you're a pitcher who has the ability to throw more than 1 pitch for strikes, especially an upper 90s fastball, you're going to do quite well. And Snell's a guy that can throw these pitches to get ahead. He can throw these pitches when he's behind to get back in counts, and then he can put you away with the fastball or the breakaway. I really like his curveball. His curveball is hardly ever a strike, but it appears to be a strike.
Escobar took a called 3rd strike in the 2nd inning. One ball, 1 strike. There it is, that borderline fastball up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I don't know you're big on equipment, uniforms, and things. Snell with a number 4. Have you done any research on that?
No, but I have noticed, and I'm just like, you know what? There's got to be something to that. So we'll have to do some exhaustive research, Monty. I noticed. I didn't figure maybe Brian Anderson, their color commentator next door, might have an answer for that.
I can probably remember, just count them on one hand, the amount of pitchers that have a single-digit number in the major leagues.
Marcus Stroman, they have number 0. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Mike Leake is a single-digit guy. He has 8 strikeouts, and that's another one with his fastball.
Well, when you get him thinking upstairs with the fastball, then you can paint down and away. That's lethal.
And you make Esky look like that was a breaking ball. That's to tell you he was looking up. Exactly right.
When I see the single digit, it reminds me of high school. You know, in the shortstop or 3rd baseman or somebody with a really good arm comes in the 7th or 8th inning. In Snell's case, I guess it would be the left fielder or the 1st baseman with a good arm coming in.
That's right.
Fouled away by O'Hearn. He fouled out to the 3rd baseman Wendell in the 3rd inning. Pitch number 80. Hit well, left center field. Kiermaier is back, and it's another Ryan O'Hearn home run. Ryan O'Hearn has hit 5 home runs in his first 14 big league games.
Yeah, there's a hitter, a left-handed hitter that took advantage of that heater. There it was. He says, you know what? And we watched him go the opposite field, especially at the K. That's perfect swing again. Short step, great head position, kept his top hand on along with his bottom hand. Excellent follow through. Good, congratulations. That's his 5th. Just the 2nd left-hander to take Snell deep.
It's also 11 RBIs in his first 14 games. The Rays were 1 out away from a franchise record for consecutive scoreless innings. Mondesi is out, so they end up tying the record with 27 straight. Ryan O'Hearn snaps it with a home run. Monty, thank you.
You bet. We're back in it now.
Kansas City is brought to you by Dodge. Join the Brotherhood of Muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event and get a great deal. Ryan O'Hearn has 5 home runs in his first 14 big league games. That's the most for a Royals rookie since Mark Quinn back in 1999. So he puts the Royals on the board. It's 3-1, and now Bert Smith takes over. He's a Chevy call to the bullpen. He is a former Ray, sort of. He was with the Rays organization in 15 and 16, but did not pitch because of an injury. And then last year pitched 14 games in their minor league system, and then was taken by the Mets in the Rule 5 draft and traded to the Royals. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Jake Bauers. Glenn Sparkman goes 4 innings. He gives up 3 runs, 7 hits, and had allowed just 1 run until 2 outs in the 4th inning when Joey Wendell hit a 2-run triple. And Smith strikes out Bauers, and there's 1 away in the 5th inning. What do you think about Sparkman tonight?
Well, you know what? I thought he was okay. It looked like to me on a few change-ups he kind of slowed his arm speed down a little bit on that pitch. I think it's going to take him some time to really get a good feel for his pitches. But I like the velocity on his fastball. Outside of a little command issues early, it was okay. I think you might get another opportunity.
Outside to Kevin Kiermaier. He was 0 for 2 against Sparkman. 2 balls, no strikes. Two and 1. Last year, Bert Smith pitched at the rookie ball level, at AA and at AAA in the Rays organization. That really tied up Kiermaier. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yep, firm fastball, mid-90s. Got a nice little overhand curve and a change. Kind of pushes up underneath the ball. Kind of a fly ball pitcher.
Salvi grabs it in fair territory and makes a great throw, an off-balance throw, so much that he fell down after throwing out Kiermaier 2 away.
Yeah, not too many better than Salvi on that play. Anything that's dubbed out in front of the plate like that, you're out if you're a runner, if it doesn't get too far. Because watch this. This is an exceptional play. And great light footwork there by Salvador Perez. This is not a small catcher. This is a guy who's large for a catcher, but man, moves like he's 175 pounds.
Ballet-like.
Exactly. Light feet, quick, extremely quick hands.
I mean, I wouldn't say that to his face or anything like that. But
Yeah, no, I think that he'd be okay with that.
here's Willie Adames. He is 1 for 2 with a home run. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adames hit a 1-out home run in the 2nd inning, and then Joey Wendell hit a 2-run triple in the 4th. The Royals got their run on a Ryan O'Hearn home run in the 5th. Cracked his bat, and Escobar, it would have been tough for him to throw out Adames even if the ball stuck in his glove. He had a long way to run to try and get to it, and Adames is on with an infield single.
But they have on the extreme pull side right here, and he knew it. He got a good jump out of that box too. I don't know if Esky would have been able to throw him out. That hurt. Broken bat off the end.
Brandon Lau is 0 for 2. Snap throw to first. Didn't get him. Adames looks down the line at Salvi and goes, "What the heck, man?"
Yep, cat quick. O'Hearn kind of spun around a little bit. You can see Adames going for the far corner of the bag. That's what you do. He was safe. He says, I only have 5 steals.
Slice to left, and Alex tumbles into the crowd. Members of the Royals bullpen run over. Third base umpire Scott Berry goes out and says no catch. But in typical Alex fashion, he bounces up, hops over the wall, and jogs back into left field. And I would imagine there was not a nice soft mattress on the other side of that wall.
No, and you have to keep your eye on it. You see him, he didn't know where that wall was, and he almost made that catch. And that's because of the light gray ceiling here. If he would have looked down to see where he was, he would have lost the ball. That's excellent focus, and could care less about his body, really. He was just going to do anything to make the play. That's the definition of a gamer. Just make the play no matter what.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That might remind us of a play that he made in Chicago a few years ago.
Yep. Glad he's okay, because you never know what you're going to fall into when you go that way in the stands. Chairs.
Smith strikes out Lau, and he ends up striking out 2 in a scoreless 5th inning. Alex will bat second in the 6th. Before that, Nick Kenny, Royals head trainer, that he is all right after tumbling over the wall in left field. Top of the order against Blake Snell in our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Patricia Allfield from Liberty. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Patricia wins $300. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Patricia wins $25 grand from Sonic and the Royals. Merrifield, Gordon, and Perez. And the only run allowed by Snell so far tonight was a home run hit by Ryan O'Hearn with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Witt almost hit a home run leading off the game. He hit it to the top of the wall in left field and settled for a leadoff double, but Snell retired the next 3 and Merrifield was stranded at third. Two and 1. Blake Snell's ERA is 2.10. Only fellow lefty Chris Sale has a lower ERA in the American League, under 2. So that leads into our trivia question. Big breaking ball's in for a strike. And our sprint trivia question is, Hud, who was the last American League lefty starter to finish a season with an ERA under 2? Right now there's a chance that 2 guys. Snell keeps this up, he could get under 2, join Chris Sale, who's on the disabled list. The last American League lefty starter to finish the season with a sub 2 ERA. Two balls, 2 strikes.
So that's a pretty low ERA. I know Dallas Keuchel won the Cy Young.
I think he was that low, though.
No.
Fastball got him looking. That's 9 strikeouts for Snell in 5 1/3 innings, and all had been with his fastball. Chaz Rowe begins to throw in the Rays bullpen. That's a sight for sore eyes. Snell has only thrown 89 pitches. However, he missed 3 weeks with some left shoulder issues from the middle of July to early August. So he is still building up his pitch count from that. He threw only 76 pitches in his last start Thursday in New York. So he may not quite be at full strength as far as overall pitch count, but his results tonight are full strength.
Yeah, they're keeping their eye on him, but he's been very sharp.
That was a swing. Perez tags out Alex, and Snell has struck out 10, and the fans win something for that. A little louder ovation for that one. It was also his first non-fastball strikeout of the night. Oh, you win free tacos and chips if a Rays pitcher strikes out 10.
Hey, no wonder they're excited about it.
Salvia struck out and grounded out to short. Any thoughts on trivia? Going back to 1900.
Might be. That's a low ERA. Be nice if we knew how far back. Randy Johnson.
I wrote Randy Johnson down right here.
Yep.
2 balls, 1 strike.
He was good as there was in during that era.
Johan Santana, he won a couple of Cy Youngs. Was he that low? I mean, that's really low.
I know. That's hard.
That will bounce into center field. Salvador Perez is on with 2 down.
Salvi's got some fans there. I heard him. Changeup off the plate. Got himself a turf hit, although that was all dirt. Bounced off in front of home, and then one more bounce through the infield.
Here's your taco 10 Ks.
And chips.
Changeup is outside. Hunter Dozier has an infield single and a strikeout. Well, Chaz Rowe is done. And now Adam Kolarek throws in the Rays bullpen. Another changeup, 1 ball, 1 strike. David Wells have a year like that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I would doubt it. What's the ERA we're looking under? We're looking for under 2.
Barry Zito never did that, did he? Mark Mulder.
Those are good guesses.
Vida Blue.
we knew how far back. Looking for a little help, but they don't want to give us any help. I mean, you can't hurt by throwing Johnson up the pole. Running his name up there. I don't know. We're ready to do that yet.
Why not? Randy Johnson, strike one.
Hamels. He had a couple of really good years.
Spent most of his career at the Phillies, though.
Yeah.
Here's a hint that might shock you. This guy won the Cy Young that year. Called third strike, and Blake Snell has struck out 11 in 6 innings. But it's just a 2-run game. His career high, and he did it in just 6 innings. The only run he gave up was a home run to Ryan O'Hearn, and when Blake Snell is pitching at home, that's about the only way to get to him. Bert Smith begins his 2nd inning. Here's our Kia drive to success for tonight. Here's the Royals bullpen ERA over their last 8 games, 2.7. And Birch had a scoreless 5th inning with a couple of strikeouts. He gets the 9-1-2 hitters in the 6th. Chopped out to O'Hearn, and he'll take it to the bag himself. That's the first time Perez has been retired. Royals bullpen has only allowed 1 run over their last 14 innings.
Doing a nice job. You know, pitching to contact, too. Not trying to blow everybody away.
Trivia thoughts. Cy Young winner. Last American League starter to finish the year with an ERA under 2. It's not Randy Johnson.
Couldn't be Jamie Moyer. He didn't win a Cy Young. How about Zito?
What about Steve Howe?
Ah, that was a blast from the past.
Ripped to right center field, and that's going to be off the wall. And Malik Smith, who can really run, stops at second base. Royals did a good job of getting that ball back to the infield. He is 2 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, he was ready for that 92. He was able to handle it with no problem. Herrera ran out of room.
Oh, wait, we're talking about starters. I got away from our question there.
It's all right.
So we're thinking about, and he was a National Leaguer, so there you go. The last American League starter to have an ERA under 2, and I named a National League reliever. So should that be a strike? I mean,
No. It's hard, man. Come on. Cut yourself a little slack. Questions are always good, top notch.
One and one on Tommy Pham. He's got another hint. His team won the World Series that year. That doesn't help much. Go ahead, Hud. Go back to 1900 and start naming American League teams that won the World Series and had a good lefty on the team.
Whitey Ford.
Okay.
Ron Guidry.
Merrifield got turned around and it bounces over the wall for a double. Toughest play for a center fielder.
I'll say there's hardly any chance to know how hard that ball was hit, although Pham, he's really strong. I mean, he hit that ball with some real good exit velo. 105 off the underside of the bat, the ball, and it had some backspin on it, and Whitley had no chance. Even if he would have taken a perfect jump on it, no way.
So it's 4-1, and a runner at second base, 1 out to Joey Wendell, who's already driven in 2 today. What about the 1913 Philadelphia A's? Did they have a good lefty on their team?
That's National League, but we're it's American.
Philadelphia A's?
Oh, okay.
I don't think they had the Cy Young back then. What was the first year of the Cy Young Award? '56. Want to go Whitey Ford?
Sandy Koufax was in the National League.
Yes, he was.
Too bad.
So was Juan Marichal.
Right. I like Ron Guidry.
Ron Guidry. Yes.
There you go.
Rex Hudler,
Ding,
ladies
ding,
and
ding.
gentlemen.
Hey, a guy used to give me a ride to the ballpark when I was a young punk.
174. Yikes.
George Brett, if he was watching, he might have guessed that too, because he had to face him a lot. He has some good stories about Gator.
He was 25-3 that year when they beat my Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. Is that the year you were drafted?
78.
Yep. Pulled on the ground to Escobar, who's starting at second base for the first time tonight. 2 down, and Pham goes to third.
For the record, George Brett hit 5 home runs off a Gator, which is impressive. Not surprised.
What's the score now, by the way, on trivia?
I have no idea.
We're kind of running up.
No. I think you know, the truck's holding their own. Oops. Sorry about that.
Look out the next week.
I know. We got no chance. They don't want to give hints now.
Those weren't good hints.
Well, I thought that was you know, the Cy Young was good, and they won the World Series. Those were a couple of good hints. So I'm going to give them a little love for that. Because therefore we'll never get any hints again.
Well, Chris Sale is under 2 right now. I didn't think it went back that far.
Well, I didn't think any modern day pitcher had an ERA under that. It was unheard of.
Well, 78, I mean, that's not prehistoric or anything like that.
No.
I mean, you were a first-round pick at 78.
That was excuse me by the Yankees. They probably didn't mean to do that, but they did. See if Birch can get this runner here, or keep him from scoring. 2 outs here. Keep him.
Now, the National League, sorry to cut you off. The National League, Clayton Kershaw did it in 13 and 14. But he has 1 out in the lineup every night. Struck him out.
He did. Good job.
The Rays with 1 out get back-to-back doubles from Smith and Pham, and they're back out to a 3-run lead. Struck out 11 in our Pizza Ranch for the win pitching line. So since coming back from the disabled list, he's pitched 20 innings. He has given up 2 runs and he has struck out 26. I think his left shoulder is okay.
Yeah, he definitely has been the most impressive lefty I think our guys have seen.
Adam Kolarek, a lefty, comes out of the pen with Herrera, Duda, and Escobar coming up. It's a Chevy call to the bullpen. Ooh, Tim Hill looked to him.
Yeah, he does. He's got a little jump at the hitter action. He's got a hard 93 to 95 sinking fastball slider.
Royals are seeing him for the first time.
Side armor. Hey, there's a different angle too. He's got a couple angles. Not one. The first one was side all the way. This one here was a little more 3/4.
Herrera has fouled out to right and struck out. Took something off that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's like a changeup.
This guy got to the big leagues last year after 8 seasons in the minor leagues.
God bless him. Way to go. Persevere.
Right center field, and Malik Smith wants it. 1 out in the 7th inning.
The Royals are partnering with their favorite NBA team for Oklahoma City Thunder Day this Sunday. Purchase a themed ticket to receive an exclusive Thunder and KC branded cap so you can rep both teams in style. Visit Royals.com/theme tickets to purchase now.
Lucas Duda struck out twice against Blake Snell, both times swinging at a fastball. There's that sidearm delivery from Kiermaier. Brian Flynn will be excited about that Oklahoma City Thunder night, being from Oklahoma, born in Tulsa.
You know, when he delivers his pitch, he hops back up on that rubber just like Tim Hill. Identical.
One and two.
That's amazing.
Pham goes into the Royals bullpen, but it bounces back into the crowd.
Yeah, look at that. He looked down. Good for him. He looked down to see where he was as he was getting close to the mounds down there. And he was like, you know what? I'm not going to catch this if they're going to come to breaking my leg. I mean, that's dangerous. Those are hazards there. It's 10 inches off the ground, elevated. Guy's running full speed, looking at the ball, trying to catch it.
Off the end of the bat, and Smith tried to trap it, and now it bounces off of his knee. And Duda's at second base with 1 out.
Ah, good for Lucas. That'll be his 11th on the season. He'll take it. That was a doinker double by Duda. Now, Malik, he had it. He just didn't get his glove down there in time. He looked like he was right on Malik's. He was all over it. It's like just got under it.
Alcides Escobar, like Duda, struck out in his first 2 at-bats. No balls, 2 strikes. Ski talks it over with home plate umpire Carlos Torres, who is also from Venezuela. Carlos Torres last year became a full-time member of Major League Baseball's umpiring crew, and the second Venezuelan native following Manny Gonzalez. Major League Baseball now has umpires born in Mexico, the Dominican Republic, and Venezuela. Base hit left field. And now the Royals will bring the tying run to the plate with 1 out. And that tying run has homered tonight. Ryan O'Hearn with 2 down in the 5th inning. Turned in our Miller hold true moment.
Not opposite field, man. He's loving that. That's the 2nd time he's gone opposite field for his 5th homer out of the 5. The other one was at the K, and it was a line shot. I mean, you know what? He looks good going the other way. Then he was the only 2nd lefty to take Snell deep.
Joey Gallo was the other. There's Kyle Snyder, the former Royals 1st-round pick from 1999. Royals had a couple of 1st-round picks that year. They took Kyle Snyder and Mike McDougal.
You know, that hit was his first hit against a left-hander in the majors. He made it a good one. It's 1 for 16. So he's hot. Keep the shoulder in, pick up a run here. Maybe more. Although Snell's fastball helped speed up the bat a little, get the velocity out of the ballpark. It kind of helped him.
Fastball at 91. That home run broke a couple of streaks. The Rays pitching staff had gone 27 straight innings without allowing a run, and the Royals had gone 20 innings without scoring a run. And had O'Hearn made out, the Rays would have had a new franchise record, 28 consecutive scoreless innings, but they ended up tying the team record at 27. And O'Hearn taking a shot at left field, fouls it away.
Another good catch.
Two and two. Herrera flied out to right. Duda blooped a double. Escobar followed with a single. Foul tip and a strikeout. 2 outs. Mondesi's coming up. And we'll see if the Rays want him to bat right-handed or left-handed.
Well, O'Hearn didn't want that.
Number 27,
and the answer is Kevin Cash wants Mondesi to bat right-handed against Kolarek. Rays do have righty Chaz Rowe, who was throwing earlier, ready to go in the pen. Mondi is flied to right and grounded out to first. Changeup called a strike. This is the first time the Royals have had more than one runner in an inning. Oh and 2. Whoa.
Now, little 93 in the low part of the zone, but it's been tight all night. Snell would have liked to have had a few more strikes on the corners too.
2 and 2. The count goes from 0-2 to 3-2.
Okay, sit on something out over the middle of the plate. Whatever that something is, and aim for the middle. Keep the line moving here. Get Whitley up there.
Escobar runs, and it's pulled to deep short. Throw comes in on a bounce, and Bowers goes to his knees like a catcher and pulls it out of the dirt.
Ooh, that was pretty smooth.
Kansas City, KZJF FM, and Mediacom are bringing Columbia and Jeff City's best fans to Kauffman Stadium. Escobar is going to throw out Bowers, who just made a nice play to end the top of the 7th inning. So anyway, if you're interested, if you live in Columbia and Jeff City, you want to jump on the Rays Royal Fan Express on August 25th. Go to Royals.com/Fan Express. It's 4 days from now. Bert Smith and Jake Bowers, who just grounded out, went from the Padres to the Rays a few years ago in the same trade. Aren't you glad you know that now?
No, I think it's good information. And yes, I am happy I know that.
Glenn Sparkman went the first 4 and gave up 3 runs. This is Bert Smith's 3rd inning. He has given up 1 run, 3 hits. Kiermaier with a wide open left side of the infield. He's on with 1 out. That's his first hit tonight. He is 1 for 4.
Went with it.
I think Adames is smiling. He and Salvi are probably talking about the 5th inning when Salvi tried to pick him off over at first base. He has 2 hits tonight, including a solo home run to left field, which went off the C ring of the 4 catwalks inside Tropicana Field. probably spent a lot of time at the Astrodome, right?
Yes.
All your time in the National League. I was told years ago that you could fit the Astrodome inside Tropicana Field.
Really?
No chance.
I disagree with that. Maybe the dimensions say something different.
That's a 3-hit game for Willie Adames. And the Rays have 2 on with 1 out.
Look at him. He's got a little leg kick. See how he lifted that leg up, loaded that little bit. He's got a nice home run swing. We saw that, but when you're hot, you're hot. Like his hands. We saw him finish that last inning there with a good play. Didn't even take a throw, hop, and go. He threw it flat-footed.
A lot of times you have a fielder who's very gifted with his hands, has excellent hand-eye coordination. That will make its way to the plate eventually. And 2 of the best examples are Ozzie Smith and Omar Vizquel. You can just knock the bat out of their hands their first several years in the big leagues, but eventually they're able to turn into pretty good hitters.
Yeah, and that's what they're projecting for Adames. They're projecting him to be an excellent number 2 hitter in the order.
Here's Brandon Lau. He is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Product of the Rays organization out of the University of Maryland.
But you know, you brought up the Astrodome. That roof had plates. It looked like a nursery, you know, a greenhouse. It had all these little plates in it, really hard. I mean, I remember the first time they had batting practice there, and I was out there trying to track a ball, and I was like, oh, wow, how's that going to be? You really couldn't take your eye off it. You know, we talked about Alex's going into the stands, going over that wall there. He couldn't take his eye off the ball. You definitely could in that ballpark.
The original reason why they had all that glass at the Astrodome is they wanted to grow grass inside. And no chance of that here with the Teflon roof, very similar to the one in Minneapolis, the former Metrodome. This is it. This is the last dome. Now that we don't have some retractable roof stadiums. But
and that's what they're talking about doing in Ybor City, across the bay. This new stadium they're projected to build. Ooh.
Well, they've had some good teams here. Really good teams here. Exciting teams. Here's what they want it to look like. Like almost like a, it's not glass, but it's see-through.
Could be interesting.
The lease here runs through 2027. And they've had some fun teams to watch, and just getting fans from both sides of the bay to come here is a challenge. I guess the traffic is just terrible coming over the bridge from Tampa Bay, but their television ratings are usually very good. Fans care about the Rays. There's a strikeout for Smith. That's his 4th tonight, and 2 down in the 7th inning.
That's a good breaking ball there. Started way outside. That definitely fooled him.
So we'll see. They've been talking about a new stadium here for a long time.
Long time. I remember coming through here one year, and they had a petition out in St. Petersburg downtown, people to sign for a ballpark. There was a lot of resentment. Nobody wanted to pay the money to build a stadium here. And it's their city.
Oh, and 2 from Bert Smith to Michael Perez. Well, they got to figure out something because they've run out of excuses here. I mean, when the Rays were bad, you could say, well, you give us a good team. Well, all of a sudden they're in the World Series in 08. 2 years later, they win the division. A year after that, a wild card. 2 years after that, another wild card. They've done a good job. The organization's done a nice job considering this market. Mondesi, 3 Royals out there. Mondesi is able to squirt in between Dozier and Gordon and end the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Rays strand 2. Hit a solo home run for the Rays in the 2nd for a 1-0 lead. That was against Glenn Sparkman. Then with 2 outs in the 4th, Joey Wendell hit a 2-run triple, and the Rays took a 3-0 lead. All those runs were charged to Sparkman. Ryan O'Hearn hit another home run. He has 5 in his first 14 big league games. He hit that off of Blake Snell, and that was the only run that Snell allowed in his 6 innings. And then Tommy Pham hit a double bouncing over the wall in center field that drove in Malik Smith in the 6th, and that gave the Rays their 2nd 3-run lead. And now the Royals will see right-hander Chaz Rowe in the 8th inning. Top of the order coming up. And Whit Merrifield hits it hard the other way. Smith is back and he runs it down on the track. So Whit is 1 for 3 with a walk tonight, extending his hitting streak to 10 games.
Chaz Rowe's done well this year. ERA 3.35, 191 opponent average, 43 strikeouts in 37 2/3 innings. That's good. And he's doing it with a 91 to 93 mile-an-hour 2-seam sinking fastball and a very nice slider. He's got a good one. Change. 31 years old.
Outside to Alex Gordon. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Two 2-0. Two and one on Alex.
Some interesting facial hair there.
shoots it into left field. Tommy Pham cuts it off deep and gets it back to the infield, holding Alex to a 1-out single. So the Royals have 2 hard hit balls against Chaz Rowe in the 8th inning. Unfortunately, one was an out.
Check this out. That's a fastball away. That's a beautiful handsy stroke by Alex going the opposite field. I mean, a good one. Good level. The bat was through the zone and had a good level plane a long time. Good swing. Bottle that up the rest of the season. That's a good looking stroke.
Salvador Perez is 1 for 3. Chaz Rowe is 31 years old. That is really old with these 2 pitching staffs.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There are a combined 9 pitchers in their first year that the Royals and Rays have used this year. 6 in their second year. 4 in their third year, and only 6 between the 2 teams that have had 4 or more years of experience. And you mentioned earlier that the Rays, if anything, they know how to produce pitching.
Sure do.
And they bring up one stud after another. And we saw one of them tonight, Blake Snell, who held the Royals to 1 run in 6 innings with 11 strikeouts. No swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off the netting above the Rays dugout.
Right idea for Salvi.
The Rays have pitched him well this year. Salvi is just 2 out of 18 against Tampa Bay. Line foul, caught by Kevin McCarthy, who's warming up in the bullpen.
Routine. I've seen him catch some balls in the bullpen in the outfield on home runs. That was no problem at all.
He's got to get back in the zone. He doesn't have time to mess around with a foul ball.
Yeah, he did crack a smile though to his bullpen buddies there.
Another foul ball. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. That is 13 strikeouts for Rays pitchers tonight. 2 down in the 8th inning. We hope to see you in person for our last T-shirt Tuesday of the season. That is August 28th. The shirt will honor Royals Hall of Famer Denny Matthews and his 50 seasons of radio broadcasting. That's to the first 10,000 fans through the gates. It'll be the Royals and the Tigers at 7:15.
I like the T-shirt. That's nice.
Although I think our T-shirt looks more like us, and that one looks like Denny.
Well, microphone, 50 on it. Good luck.
Hunter Dozier is 1 for 3 tonight. He had an infield single against Blake Snell. Snell went 6 and gave up the run. Kolarek pitched the 7th. And now Rowe in the 8th. And the Tampa Bay Rays pitching staff has allowed 1 run in their last 30 innings. That's a swing. So now it's 1 run in their last 31 innings. McCarthy will pitch the bottom of the 8th. Tampa Bay leads 4-1. You can. "4-1 Rays" to the bottom of the 8th inning. There's our Pepsi fans of the game getting thrown out of that little patio section up the line.
Come on. This is a time where you can move and sit wherever you want.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, there's plenty of room out there. Kevin McCarthy gets the Rays top of the order in the 8th.
Two-seam sinking fastball, slider, change, curve. Go ahead, go right after him. Pressure.
Alex Smith has been on twice and scored a run. Way out in front. 2 balls and 1 strike. Glenn Sparkman pitched the first 4 innings for the Royals tonight. He's on the hook for 3 runs. Bert Smith gave up 1 run in his 3 innings. So the Royals bullpen has allowed 1 run in their last 16 innings.
It's a nice run there, huh? Most impressive is Brandon Maurer. How well he's been doing.
High strike, 3-2.
Even A well-caught baseball sounds good in this
Everything
ballpark.
sounds good in here. Yep.
Get here and pop that glove from up here.
And he comes back to strike him out. Been a big strikeout game tonight on both sides.
Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals.
Tommy Pham with one out. Grounded sharply past Mondesi. Alex Gordon has a hustle to cut it off. And Pham is on with a one-out single. And that's the 4th time he's been on base tonight.
Yeah, man, he's strong. He hits the ball hard.
And here's Joey Wendell. He drove in 2 with a triple back in the 4th inning. That's our Dodge drive of the game.
Ah, that ball was borderline fair. But he got the call.
We have seen 25 strikeouts tonight. Royals pitchers have struck out 10, and Rays pitchers have struck out 15. Tied him up. No balls, 2 strikes. Royals will see Sergio Romo in the 9th inning, and they'll have Herrera, Duda, and Escobar. Runner going, and it's fouled away. Salvi wanted a high fastball, but that's too high. 1-2 on Wendell. Injured a finger diving back into the bag.
That's all he needs.
And he's going to have to come out.
Oh, no.
He just came off the disabled list after breaking his foot. You can tell one of those fingers is not pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, when a player comes off like that, he knows he's hurt. See it. That's why Whitley wears that glove.
Ah, yep. His hand plugged on the dirt.
Stuck.
And then he took a jab at the bag and went right into the side of the base. So Carlos Gomez will run. And Wendell lifts it to right field. Well, hopefully it's just a case of just popping that thing back into place. C.J. Cron is 1 for 4. He had a broken bat single to left in the 3rd inning. You ever had that happen to you? You have a finger pointing in the wrong direction like that?
Nope, I got cleated one time on my fingernail, but guy jumped up, I dove in, came down.
It looks, I mean, for those who have a queasy stomach, it's not easy to look at, but sometimes it can be just as easy as just popping it right back into place. You just hope that there wasn't any, you know, ligament damage or cartilage damage.
Yeah, you hope so.
But it's got to be hard to look at when you diving back into first base and something bites your hand and you look down and your finger's pointed in the wrong direction.
Not good.
That's deep to right field, and it is off the top of the wall. Carlos Gomez comes to the plate. Escobar's relay is out. Herrera to Escobar to Perez. And Carlos Gomez took a funky route from second base to third, and that may have cost the Rays a run. The Rays will take a look at it, obviously. Here's a great look from overhead. And the Rays will challenge. Did his hand get under the glove?
This angle will tell you here, I think he did.
I think he got the corner. I think Gomez took his eye off third base because he came rounding second. Maybe he thought it was a home run, and then he had to make a quick adjustment in between second and third base. Otherwise, that play might not be close at all.
Yeah, he was coming in at at a wide angle out there, but I just seems like to me his hand got underneath that tag. But
that angle right there, it'd be tough to prove that. I mean, it sure looks like his hand got in there. It'd be tough to prove that Sally did not make contact. I think he's safe. I think at some point, as we continue to evolve into the replay era, at some point you're going to have to start factoring in common sense. We had a play in Chicago where it sure looked like Royals had picked off a runner at first base. Bill Duplessis challenged, and there was no great angle, but if the umpire in New York just used common sense, it was pretty clear that he was out. So, but I would assume right now in New York, they're trying to find a replay definitive one way or the other.
Yep.
Last night, umpires did an excellent job of looking at a play at second base on a pickoff by Salvador Perez. He's out.
Good.
So,
I like the call.
Call stands, and the Rays do not score in the bottom of the 8th. Royals are down by 3.
Boulevard Royals Live. Ian Snell stealing the show tonight, one of 3 lefties in baseball to have double-digit strikeout games against the Royals, joining Chris Sale and James Paxton. Blake Snell, pardon me. Also, the Royals, they got that home run from Ryan O'Hearn. We'll talk about that. Hear from Ned Yost. Get you ready for tomorrow's game, and much more coming up with Jeff Montgomery on Boulevard Royals Live.
All right, Joel. Pretty sure I dropped an Ian Snell at some point tonight.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sergio Romo has 16 saves and 5 starts this year.
Yeah. Yeah, how about it, though? He still is extremely deceptive. He can make that ball sink. It sweeps, changes speeds. We're the best of them. You know, he might top out at 86, 87. What was it? There it is, 87. Change up to lefties.
Two balls and 1 strike on Herrera. He'll be followed by Lucas Duda and Alcides Escobar.
A couple different variations to his slider. You know, when you throw from that arm angle, you can create stuff.
Now a pop-up. Almost hit a speaker. Perez makes a play in fair territory.
MLB.TV is now available at a lower price per $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
Now Lucas Duda with 1 out. He is 1 for 3 with a double. Sergio Romo was right at the heart of the Rays transitioning into that opener concept where they began the game with a reliever just to come in and get 3 outs, maybe 4 outs. Last night we saw their opener Hunter Wood go an inning and 2/3. Romo at one point made 4 so-called starts in a 9-day span. That included consecutive games. He became, I thought this was interesting, he became the first pitcher since 1975 to make 4 starts in a 9-day span. Somebody in 1975 made 4 starts in a 9-day span? That's,
yeah, unusual.
That's what the note says. He did not go around. Scott Berry is the umpire at third base. Three balls, 2 strikes. The Royals' only run tonight was Ryan O'Hearn's home run against Blake Snell in the 5th inning. It was just the 2nd home run by a lefty against Snell in his entire career. And now Duda's on with 1 out. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. Here's Alcides Escobar. Esky was part of the relay tandem that recorded the final out of the bottom of the 8th inning. throwing out Carlos Gomez, trying to score from first base. And Gomez did not take the greatest route on the bases, and that was just enough for the Royals to get an out. That's well hit to right center field, and Gomez missed it.
Oh, no.
And the Royals will bring the tying run to the plate with 1 out in the 9th inning. So,
But oh yes, I mean, but he's saying oh no because he had it. He ran a long way to get it. Must have had a spring in his glove or something. Romo's thinking, man, that's an out. Now, that's good focus to get to the ball there, but he just missed it.
double.
Yeah, I'm glad they're giving him a double.
Because of the run?
Yeah. That's, you know, that's, you can't assume, especially with this roof. He looked up, misjudged it.
And now 0-1 on O'Hearn. So a rough last inning for Gomez. Took a zigzag route to home plate and was out at the plate, and now he has allowed the Royals to bring the tying run to the plate. Oh, 2 on O'Hearn.
It's an effective changeup. He loves to drop that on the lefties.
Blocked by Perez. The Rays traded their regular catcher Wilson Ramos to the Philadelphia Phillies, so Michael Perez is getting a look. Jesus Sucre is the other Rays catcher.
Royals 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Stayed with the changeup.
Look at that. That's tough. It's hard to pick up. You know, you got to pick up that release point, certainly from that low angle, but then he had that one faded away from him.
And he has a lot of experience in this role, and Giants had that great run many of those years. Sergio Romo was their closer. So it's down to Romo and Mondesi with 2 on and 2 out. And there's the changeup again. The year the Giants won in 2012, Romo had 14 saves. His ERA was 1.79. The next year he had 38 saves. And the year that the Giants beat the Royals in the World Series, he had 23 saves. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And doing it without overpowering closers type stuff. That's what's impressive. And pitching coach for the Giants then, Dave Righetti, I asked him a couple years ago, hey, all those great pitchers you had in your 20 years as the pitching coach for the Giants, Lincecum, Kane, you know, all these really excellent pitchers. Who was the toughest pitcher you had? Bumgarner, all those guys? He said Romo was. Romo was the toughest pitcher I had. Little guy, 5'11", tough as nails.
He is from Southern California, very close to the Mexican border. And Mondesi lays out that pitch. Romo's parents were Mexican immigrants, and he had a t-shirt years ago, and I wrote this down because I thought it was just great. His t-shirt said, "Made in the USA with Mexican parts."
That's right. Yeah. Tough guy.
And he gets the save, and he still has emotion. This point of his career. And the Tampa Bay Rays continue to be perfect against the Royals this year. They are 5-0 against KC.